And we're fucking
Live or no?
live.
I'm
We're
scared.
live.
I'm scared.
I
I'm
wanted you to
scared.
finish it. I wanted you to
I
finish
was,
it.
I was, I was scared. I was
That's
scared.
all
I
I
was scared.
wanted. Honestly, that's all I wanted.
That's what I wanted from you.
I wanted you to finish it. You couldn't finish it. You mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I suck.
Yeah. That's alright though. You know, we all make mistakes. No big deal. So, listen, let's jump right into it because today's a shorty. We always have shorties. We're shorties over here.
Yeah, no shit, man.
I'm
It happens.
5'2".
Really?
No. What do you
I thought you
mean?
were.
You've been in front of me before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think you would notice if I was 5'2". Anyway, listen. Shorty. Shorty. We should rename the podcast to the Shorty Cast.
The shorty cast.
Yeah. Listen. No big deal. We do what we want. We're our own boss. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's jump right into it. What are we talking about, Travis? Tell me.
A quick, since we're doing a quick one, I want to talk about the Atlanta shooting, especially since I feel like we've talked about a little bit off podcast that we have differing opinions.
Context. Atlanta shooting referring to the
I don't know the
guy.
guys.
Let me look it up real quick.
The guy that pulled the
Atlanta
taser out.
shooting.
He pulled the taser out.
Rayshard Brooks. Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I mean, I'll
Listen.
tell my opinion first. It don't matter.
Yeah,
My
go
opinion. Do I feel like the cop should have shot him? No, but do I feel like he was justified in his shooting? Absolutely. The Fourth Amendment says that it's in the clause of it. It says that a police officer may shoot a fleeing suspect if he feels like his life or other people's lives are in danger. Now, people could say nobody else's life was in danger. He was running away. He was drunk. He had just fought a cop, punched a cop, took his taser, shot the taser at the cop. There's civilians around. He could have jumped inside a car to try and drive away and steal a car. Any of those things. I'm not saying that it was right for the cop to shoot him. I'm not saying that it wasn't right for it to shoot him. I just feel like he's justified in his shooting because in that split second decision that he has to make, he made the call.
Okay. So
I don't think he should go to jail for it. I think it's bullshit.
Okay, so here's where. So you brought up the Fourth Amendment. I don't know the fucking amendments by like number and shit, but I'm gonna go with it. Fourth Amendment says that what he did was justified. So here's where one of my points comes in. If something is an amendment, if something is law, that can always be subject to change. So, yes, maybe he is justified by law. Does that mean it's okay? Does that mean that law should stay in place? Should cops be allowed to shoot fleeing suspects?
Yes, and here's why. Some fleeing suspects have gotten to a car, pulled a lady out of the car, and there's a child in there. So now there's a high-speed chase with a child in there.
So I think that's a different scenario though. So
but you don't know there's cars right there. The guy's drunk.
Yeah, but it's such a okay. So what I'm saying is it's such a blanket statement to say you can shoot a fleeing suspect if he's a possible danger. Like, yeah, that's pretty broad. So maybe make it like a little bit more restrictive on what is and what isn't okay. In regards to a fleeing suspect.
Here's the different terms of the situation. If he wasn't drunk and the guy just took off without punching and shooting a taser and trying to take their taser or trying to take their gun or whatever it would happen, then he should. Then at that point you're not shooting him. He's just trying to get away. He's not physically trying to hurt you. He's not physically trying to do anything to you. He's literally just running from the cops, which I'm sure many people have done. I've done. I wouldn't have fucking opened the car door and fucking tried to steal somebody's car. But you gotta understand, they don't know this, or they actually know this because they looked up his fucking information prior to him. They looked up his information in the car, and you can see arrest and stuff like that. The guy was out on bail, or the guy was out on parole. Child abuser. Only out because of COVID-19. Second DUI. there's to a point where it's to like you could say that he could be violent.
Okay,
He's drunk.
so all these things are almost like a smoke screen, like a fucking excuse or a way out of kind of excusing the fact that they killed him. Like,
No,
I
sir.
don't think it matters that he's okay. Yeah, it matters, but I'm saying in terms of him getting shot and killed,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really matter if he's someone who beat his kid or gotten DUIs before. That doesn't justify them shooting him in cold blood.
Yeah,
So listen,
I
the
understand.
scenario, and I watched the video. I watched the body cam and the dash cams. I've seen them both. He was running away with his back turned, taser in hand, 100% taser in hand. But my issue with this whole scenario is that both cops were awake and aware and in pursuit of the guy. So he has a taser, a non lethal tool. So even if he tases one of the cops,
Uh-huh.
the danger of him getting to that tased cop's weapon and using it is significantly lower because his partner is also awake, aware, and in pursuit. So,
Yes.
yeah, he had a taser. Does that mean he can potentially somehow manage to fucking kill somebody? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's likely. It doesn't mean that you gotta jump straight to shooting somebody. It just, there's other ways to do it. And I think if there's another way to handle the situation that doesn't involve someone dying, that's what should happen.
Okay,
The
can I ask you a
only the
question?
only time someone should die is if they have to. And
Okay,
I
let
don't
me
think he had to right there.
ask you a question now. Cop doesn't shoot him, chases him. Guy gets into a car.
These are hypotheticals.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
Guy gets into the car, pulls a woman out of the car, kid in the back, he drives off.
Yeah.
Would you at that point say, well, why the cops didn't shoot him
No. He stole someone's car. He didn't kill
with a kid in
anybody.
there? With a
He
kid in there.
stole somebody. Is the kid still
But
in the
that,
car?
yes, the kid's still in the car because it's happened before where criminals have pulled the parent out of the
Yeah,
car
it's
and
happened
drove off.
before, but does that mean it's gonna happen?
No,
Do
but
they
it's
know it's
hypothetical.
gonna
But
happen?
it's
Yeah, it's a
exactly.
hypothetical. So it
They
doesn't
don't know it's gonna.
matter. It's
They
irrelevant.
don't know it. You're right. They don't know it's gonna happen, but they also don't want to take the chance of
You
adding to
can't
this
just.
guy's Franken
Yeah, but you could
rampage.
say that about any fucking stop ever. If you just suspect some guy's gonna get out of his car and punch you in the face, take your gun, does that mean you have the right to shoot him? No, because it's
Okay.
speculation. You don't know if he's gonna do it. You don't know what's gonna happen. You're in pursuit of him. They were on foot chasing him. If he got into a car, then they would be right behind him. They were
Okay.
literally chasing
I,
him.
like I said, I understand why he did it. I think that he could have taken different precautions for it, but I do feel that he was justified in his shooting.
There's a difference between it being justified and it being okay, though.
I know.
Like,
I
yeah,
never said it.
he probably. I don't know the law, but I'm gonna assume he was legally justified in that killing. But that doesn't make it okay. That doesn't mean it should happen. That doesn't mean that since it happened, it's alright, no big deal, it's justified by law. No.
I don't know. Different of opinion, and it's great to have it. I don't feel like that cop should go to jail. He made a split. He made a freaking hard decision. That's an extremely hard
Yeah, but
decision.
listen, cops are trained to make hard decisions. If you can't handle that decision making, then you shouldn't be a cop. And in my opinion, his decision making was the wrong decision to make, so he
No,
should not be a cop.
I don't know. I feel like
People
that's
resort to shooting people, and people like when they don't have to. It should be the last thing you do. Absolute last thing you do. And it was not in that scenario. And if that's okay, then it needs to become not okay by law. Like, you can't just jump into saying, well, he could do this. Hypothetical scenario has now popped into my head. I'm going to now shoot this guy, kill him, and anybody he's ever loved, anybody who ever knew this guy, now doesn't have him because, well, I had to make a split decision while he's running
Okay,
away. Like,
I understand that. I
I get
understand
it.
it. I
People
do.
are
I do.
shitty. He did shitty things. He was drunk. He had DUIs previous. He did shitty things where he hit his kids, but he's still a person.
Okay,
And his
so
family now, people who have never done anything wrong, have to go through this because a cop made a split decision based on hypotheticals. Like, that's not, you're taking out the humane part of this whole thing, of the fact that he is a person. You're basically just describing everything wrong with this guy to justify the fact that he's now dead.
no, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I see both sides of it. Now, I have a question for you. I know that you're not a type of person. We talk about stuff. You don't have to look at the video of the shooting. I do want you to see if this is justified. I would just don't look at the video if you don't want to see
I
graphic
can't
horror
watch it
stuff.
on stream. We'll 100% get banned. If it's someone dying, I can't watch it.
Okay, yeah. Don't watch it on stream. What I want you to do is just look at the pictures. Don't watch the video. It's graphic. It's not for everybody's eyes. I'll tell you that right now. But if you look at the pictures below the video, it doesn't start right away. So if you look at the pictures below the video,
Just
these guys,
explain the scenario because
so
I'm not
these
gonna
guys,
watch it.
no, that's what I'm saying. Now, don't watch it. You can look at the pictures. The pictures don't show him. They
So
just show him
explain the
pulling out a gun.
scenario.
So the scenario is this guy's outside the. They're all outside the thing. This guy just makes a comment
Outside
about
what thing? Outside what
about
thing?
a statue, immigration statue, something like that. I don't know what statue it is.
Okay.
He makes a comment about how it shouldn't be brought down.
Okay.
Okay. They run after him with
Who's
knives.
they?
Rioters,
Okay.
masked rioters. They run after him with knives. They run after him with skateboards. They rip his shirt. They pull him down. He turns around. He's a concealed handgun license carrier. He turns around and he shoots two of them, or shoots at two of them or one of them, and critically wounds him, if not maybe dead now.
Okay.
Dude flops over. Is that guy justified in doing that?
You said the rioters had knives.
Yes, you can clearly see
100%. That's a lethal weapon.
Okay.
That's a lethal weapon. A knife and a taser are different, dude. If you can't differentiate a knife and a taser, then there's no debating.
No, I'm just asking if he's justified. Like,
Yeah,
still,
listen.
like,
I'm not saying cops should never shoot people. I'm saying cops need to shoot people when they have
last
to.
resort. Last resort.
And
No,
if
I
a guy
understand.
has a
I
knife
wanted.
and he's not putting it down, he's on top of you, or he's coming towards you, you can close the distance between two dudes in a fucking split second.
No. This
So,
had
like,
nothing
if
to do with that one.
yeah,
This was.
like
This was just
self-defense, concealed carry, I'm all for it,
okay, that's all I
100%.
wanted to. I wanted to get your opinion on that because obviously, when you shoot a guy, no matter what, even concealed handgun license carrier, you get put in jail. They look at everything, and he's arrested. He's going to be charged, but he'll fight it and he'll win it. There's video backing
Yeah,
proof
he should.
evidence.
If your life is in danger, that's what having a handgun or a rifle or a gun for self-defense is for. It's to defend your life against people threatening it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
No,
And
I wanted to get your opinion
yeah,
on that to see if you're like, oh, you shouldn't have shot him. No, the
no.
guy has
Self-defense
the right.
is a real thing. Cops are allowed to practice self-defense as well. If a cop's life is in danger, you need to defend it as a cop. You're armed and trained to defend yourself and the citizens around you and your
Yeah.
fellow officers, everybody. That's your job. But when you take that lethality that you carry and use it when not needed, you committed a crime just like everybody else. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, he look the facts of the video shows it. It's clear as day, no debating. Two cops in pursuit of a guy with a non-lethal weapon, and they shot him in the back while he wasn't facing them. If that's not cold cut murder, what is? Like, what
So
is? He
then,
got
what's the
shot in the
point?
back.
What's the point of that amendment, or the little clause in the Fourth Amendment where they can shoot a fleeing suspect?
If he has a lethal weapon, go for it. Shoot him while he's fleeing. Like, if you have a gun and you're running away, yeah, of course they're going to shoot you because you still have a gun. You pose imminent danger or death to people surrounding you. He had a taser. Yeah, he could somehow break into a car and hurt somebody. But these are hypothetical. You can't kill someone based on a hypothetical. You can't. And if you can, you shouldn't be able to.
I understand. I do feel he made a split second. Like, people don't
I
understand.
know he did. Listen, you can't be put into a situation unless you're literally in that situation. So yeah, it's really tough to make those decisions. But guess what? You signed up for it. That is your job. You trained
Exactly, and
to make
he
these
did it.
decisions.
He
And
made
listen,
a
and
call.
just because you made that decision doesn't mean you made the right one.
Okay, so like, he's signing up to do this.
Yes,
He's signing up to be this guy. And very few people do it. Why is it that cops get chastised every time? Every time
because
they
they're
make a
the
decision and it's a
epitome
wrong
of people who
decision.
are supposed to do the right thing. They are the
Yeah, okay.
epitome. The
Okay.
pillar of
He
the
made it.
community are the people who should be doing the right thing, and he is one of them, and he didn't. And now
I mean,
every cop in the world, most of them are gonna defend his wrong decision, and that's gonna make every other cop look bad because you're defending something that shouldn't have happened. And now
I
anybody who has literally any inkling of something against police are going to take that and run with it. And now
yeah.
a bunch of cops look bad. And I get it. You don't really, it doesn't really matter what other people think, yada, yada, yada. People say, like, yeah, you can think of whatever you want about the cops, but guess what? If something happens, you're going to call them, right? And it's like, yeah, of course, but it's also going to lead to a lot of people who now don't like cops because of a decision that this guy made, and now people are going to get pulled over, and people who've seen this situation and think, oh, cops are kind of fucked up. Look what happened to that guy, Rashad Brooks. I don't really trust cops anymore. And now they're acting sus in front of a fucking cop for a fucking ticket, and now someone else gets shot. And it's like, it's a chain reaction. I don't,
I
look,
uh,
I,
I get it. I get it. I get it. I do. I get your side of it. I do get it. It sucks that this shit has to happen like this.
I just, like,
But
people,
like,
like, people are just
people
too
don't.
desensed. In my opinion, anybody who's on the side of this guy dying and think it's okay, you included, no offense, you're just these people are desensitized to what murder really is. Like, this guy's dead now. Like, it seems to just not click in people's heads that this guy's dead. Imagine if it was someone in your family, even if he's still the same dude, someone who hit his kids, someone who had DUIs previously in his life. But we don't know the whole story. We don't know this guy. Yeah, you can read his rap sheet and see how terrible he is. But what if he was trying to better himself? What if everybody in his family was in a support for him getting better?
He was
And now
drunk
he's dead.
in a car.
That doesn't mean he's a terrible person and deserved to die.
No, it doesn't mean that.
So
But
it's
it does
irrelevant.
mean
Don't
that
bring
he
it up.
drove.
It's irrelevant. It
No,
doesn't.
it means. Okay, so what you're saying is irrelevant then, because you don't know if he was trying to
Yeah,
be a good
exactly,
guy
and
to
you
save his
don't
life.
either. We don't. That's the thing. It's like this guy's dead, and all people
Everybody
want to talk
forgets that.
about is how, oh well, he fucking was drunk and he fucking did this, and
If it was
bro,
a white, if it was a white
don't
guy,
bring race into it.
if it was
Don't
a
bring
white guy, we
race.
wouldn't be having the same
We haven't
conversation.
talked about race this whole time
No, I know,
because
but what
I
I'm
don't give
saying
a
is,
fuck if he's black or white.
neither do
And
I.
that's
But
not
what
the
I'm saying
point.
is,
The point is the guy got killed and he shouldn't have. I don't give a fuck if he was black, white, yellow, green. I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter. So, whatever the public perception of what if he was white, I don't give a fuck. Irrelevant. Irrelevant to me. I'm not talking about that. I also don't want to talk about that because it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't need to be talked about. The point is,
okay,
this guy's dead and he could easily still be alive. That's the point.
yeah, I don't know. I
Like,
I get I like I
would
said,
you?
I
Okay,
understand.
let me ask you something. Would you be parading for the cops to have shot him if they had not shot him and he was still alive and in custody right now? Would you have been? Would you be saying they should have shot him in that situation? Or are you only saying?
You're not understanding what I said.
No, I
I
understand what you
already
said.
I
You
already said that I think he could have taken a different approach.
right.
I don't think that man should have died. But I'm not going to sit over here and fucking say, "Oh, don't shoot him. You're a fucking piece of shit for shooting him." When he made a
I never said he
split
was a piece
second.
of shit.
I know, but what I'm saying is most people are the
I don't
media
care
look
about
at it.
public perception. That's not what we're
But
talking about here. We're just talking about, was it right? Was it wrong? Should it have happened? Should it have not?
I like I said, I think he could have taken a different approach, but in that split second, I wasn't there. You weren't there. Nobody was there. He made a decision to shoot him. He is justified by the law.
Right.
He is justified.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, was it the right decision?
To be honest with you, as soon as he grabbed for any type of gun or anything on
Yeah,
my belt,
I
I would have
agree.
shot him.
100% I agree. But it got past that. It was no longer, that was no longer the situation. He was no longer on top of them.
I
He
don't
got
think.
away
Yeah.
without taking a weapon. So what he would have
Well,
done,
he
or
took a
what you
weapon.
would, well, without taking a lethal weapon, what you would have done is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's like what ifs and have nots, and it doesn't matter. The point
Yeah.
is,
I
the
mean,
situation that they were in at that very moment when he pulled the trigger, was it the right decision? That's the
in
point.
in my eyes, it's the right decision because that's the decision he made.
Okay, so if the decision was made to shoot a guy who wasn't armed because he started running away, and the cop decided to do that, does that make it okay just because that's the decision he made?
If he was running away,
Yeah.
it's the it.
Like, what
Man,
makes the decision that was made okay? Like, he
the
made the
cop made it, and
decision.
he's covered by the law. If it was,
Okay, no, 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 no. I'm not talking
that's what
about what's legal. I'm talking about what's right. So, what in that scenario, when that cop pulled the trigger, he made that split second decision. What factors made that split decision the right thing to do? Not the legal thing to do, the
the right
right
thing
thing
to
to
do.
do.
The reason he shot him was because he was fleeing and he was afraid for other people to. I'm assuming he hasn't gone on statement, but he was afraid for the civilians around. So at that point, if you're afraid for civilians around there, he pulled the trigger, which made it the right decision.
So you think it's the right decision based on speculation of what a guy could have done.
That's yeah.
And you
He's
think
a
that's
cop.
okay?
He has to make
Yes,
that
you do.
decision. That's why
As a
he's
cop, you have to make those decisions. But you have to make the right ones. You can't just make any decision that comes to
okay.
mind based off speculation.
That's the thing is if something would have happened, well then why didn't you shoot him?
But
Well, if
nothing
something
did. You can't say what
but that's
if.
the
You
thing.
can't.
That's what I'm saying. So listen, I'm saying if something would have happened, people would have been like, well, why didn't you shoot him earlier? But something did. Like he possibly prevented something from happening.
That doesn't make it okay
To me, it's right. To
based
me,
on
it's
a
right.
hypothetical. You can't just shoot someone based on what you think they would do.
To me,
Like, if
he
a
made
guy
the right
walks into a
decision.
store, if a guy
The guy
walks into
already
a
showed
store,
aggression.
if a guy walks into a store and he's got his hood up and he's got his hands in his pockets, are you allowed to just shoot him based on what if he started to rob the store?
No, he hasn't showed any aggression. He hasn't showed
Okay,
anything like that.
so
The guy had already showed aggression.
but he was running away. The aggression that he showed ended. He ended the aggression.
He shot him seconds after he shot a taser at him. That is still aggression. If you're not
He
showing
was running
aggression,
away, not facing him. That's when you start running after him. That's when you say, "Oh, I'm relieved he's now running and I'm no longer on the ground wrestling him."
We'll never agree on this, which is perfectly fine. That's great that we have different opinions. I love to hear your side of it. I just don't think we're ever going to even come close to terms on anything that we have. And you say I'm desensitized. I don't. I do feel bad when people die, but people dying doesn't affect me like it does other people because of the fact that I can see both sides of it.
What do you mean you can see both sides of it?
I see that. I see why the cop did it, but like I said, I also don't believe that he should or he could have died at that moment. The cop could have done something else, but the cop made a split-second decision. He killed him. That's what happens when you do stupid shit. My saying, you
That
play
is not
stupid
what
games.
happens when you do stupid shit. If you do stupid shit, you think it's right for you to just die?
Nobody's saying right for it to die, but you play stupid games, you get fucking stupid prizes. This
Yes.
guy decided to fight a cop, steal a taser, punch a cop in the face, and run from the cops while being drunk in a vehicle when those cops were not being rude at all.
So that
They
makes it
just,
okay to kill him.
it's not, I never said it makes it okay to kill him, and you can't keep saying that. I never said it makes it okay to kill him, but the cop did kill him because he thought it was the right decision in that time while everything was going on, so that he's justified.
Right. So just because he thinks that the decision was right does not make the decision right. See, you're not putting yourself in a situation. What if it was you or someone you knew?
If
You
it was me,
would.
I wouldn't run from the cops.
Okay.
If it was somebody I knew, I will tell you the same thing right now. And that's on everything. That's on everything. I swear to God, if you fucking do stupid shit and don't get it fucking twisted, I have some stupid fucking people in my family, and I've had some stupid fucking shit happen in my family, and I said, that's what they get. Put them in fucking jail. If they fucking
Yes.
attacked a cop, if they attacked a cop and they were fucking being aggressive, that cop wants to go home to his family. That cop should shoot him. I will be sad that my fucking family member or somebody that I knew died, but guess what? It's his own fucking doing. As a matter of fact, I have a fucking great example. My buddy committed suicide by police officer. I love this dude to fucking death. We called him Two Bears. He was not shooting directly at the police officers.
He had a gun.
He had a gun.
Okay, so what are they going to do? That's a completely different scenario.
But what I'm saying, no, okay, but what I'm saying is he purposely shot the gun in the air. Cops, they know how to de-escalate situations. There could have been things where they knew what he was doing. They knew about him. Small town, PTSD, killed, suicide. They knew what he was doing, and he did it.
But
I
he
don't
has a
blame.
gun. It's
I know, but
different.
I don't blame the cops. The guy had a taser, and he just attacked him.
Different. Different.
No.
Taser gun, different. Very different. You can't kill someone with a taser. You can't.
Technically,
Okay, you can't kill those two cops with a taser. You can't kill a random innocent bystander with a taser. You can't. It's not a
I
lethal
love
weapon.
you, man, but you need to understand that these are split-second decisions.
Yeah,
and if
I
you're gonna,
absolutely
if
understand
you're gonna
that.
question, if you're gonna question each cop, are you in favor for defunding police?
No. You
Are you in
acting like,
favor?
listen,
No, I'm asking you a question because it's a lead up to a follow-up question. Can you fucking listen instead of arguing, thinking that you know where I'm going with it?
yeah, go ahead.
A guy came out and said, the reason I'm asking is defunding. I thought about it. It doesn't sound like a horrible idea because not defunding, but so sheriffs are appointed by the people. So they're not like, hey, you move up, you get this, like that. What happens, not saying police officer, what happens if we defunded the police department and made everybody sheriffs where you get appointed to your position?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't
No,
tell you how it would work. I don't know.
I back the fucking blue 100%, but I did hear a great argument, and I'm just looking at the other side of it. If we did defund the police and they in turn made everything sheriffs, ran by sheriffs, sheriffs are appointed to their positions. They're not just, hey, I'm applying for this job, I get this job, I'm fucking police officer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that wouldn't be such a bad.
I don't know. I mean,
I,
it's look. I don't
maybe it's a
know
step in
how
the
to
right
make.
direction.
Yeah, I don't know how to make the entire police situation better. I don't know, but in my opinion, one of the best ways to start with it is look at these amendments that justify killings like this and change the law to make it not so okay. Make it a little stricter. Make it a little bit more concise on what is and what isn't okay so that you don't have to rely on a cop making a split second decision all the time and saying, well, he made the decision, so it's okay. No, it
I
should
mean,
be like, listen, he was doing this. He was he had a lethal weapon. He didn't have a lethal weapon. He's running away. One should be okay, one shouldn't. If he doesn't have a lethal weapon and he's running away, you should not be able to kill him. If you can, that should not be the case. If he has a lethal weapon and he's run away, absolutely, you have the right to kill him because at any moment he could decide to use that weapon. But if he decided to just randomly use that taser, nobody's gonna die. So that's something that needs to be looked at. That's something that we could talk about being changed. What we can talk about being changed is shit like that. If you want to also go into the structure of how the police are like funded and whatever, experiment, go for it. I say fucking do whatever makes the people happy. Do whatever makes it so that cops can still do their job and be safe doing it. But when someone dies and they didn't have to die, that's where I have a problem. I 100% back the cops. 100%. But if a cop kills somebody who shouldn't have died, then they're just as wrong as a random ass person who killed a guy and they didn't need to. It's the same thing because cops are still people. So they can make a wrong decision just like fucking regular people. And if a cop makes a wrong decision, he should pay the price just like a regular citizen. Because, like you even said, cops are regular people who just want to go home to their families. So you're a regular ass dude who wants to go home. Well, the guy you killed is in the same boat. So
yeah, but the guy you killed is in the same boat, which is understandable. But the thing is, the guy that he killed is I don't want to generalize it as a criminal making stupid decisions. He was drunk, but technically the guy was doing something he wasn't supposed to do. The cop,
yeah, and
the
you know what? The
cop
cop
got
did something
called.
he wasn't supposed to do.
No, the cop in your eyes,
Yeah.
in your eyes,
Yes,
in
morality is speaking and saying he should not have done that because that is another person and you decided to shoot him. Yes. So what's worse? A guy stealing a taser and running away or a guy shooting somebody? I'd rather steal a taser and run away than get shot, personally. I don't know, that's just me.
you know what? Yeah, it's just
Listen, I
it's
get
very.
it. I'm gonna be blunt. I don't think you really care about this dude. I don't really think you care that he died. I don't think typically when you hear about someone dying on the news, I don't really think you personally care that much because it doesn't affect you. It's not you. It's not your family. Who the fuck cares? That's kind of
Do
how I
you?
think. Yes,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
feel bad for
And it's
people.
true. I
I
know.
can see, I can put myself in their shoes and be like, wow, that person
Well,
had a
see,
family.
no.
And I
That's
don't
wrong
think you
because
do that.
that's wrong because the George Floyd. Although I don't agree with the protest and the way it's going, not the protest. I agree with a quiet, nice protest. I don't agree with the rioting and stuff like that. But I do feel bad for George Floyd. The $20 that this whole thing was over was ended up being not fake. It was real. Is your food here?
I think so. I'll be right back.
Okay.
1 second. Hello.
Okay. Now,
I'm gonna have to go AFK again. The food's not here.
that's fine. You have to go right now? AFK right now?
In like 30 seconds, probably. Listen,
Okay.
I want you to keep talking while I'm gone, because that was weird.
Yeah, it was super weird. So I'm not desensitized to death. Okay, Rashad or not Rashad Brooks, George Floyd. Just his name, right? George Floyd. Yeah, George
Yes.
Floyd should not have died. He did not resist arrest. He was claustrophobic. He didn't want to be put in the car. He had already had a heart attack. I feel bad for the family. Should I think he should be made a martyr? No.
Pause on
But I
that.
do. I can't pause. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going without him here. People think that he should be made a martyr. He should not be made a martyr. He did not break the law. He did die, and he shouldn't have. So when he says that I am desensitized, I'm not desensitized. I do feel bad for George Floyd. I do. But I'm not making a big skeptical about it because it isn't my doing. It happens. Sue the police force. Get that guy fired. That guy should be in jail. Simple. End of story. End of fucking story.
Hi.
You're back.
I'm back. Okay, listen. I didn't hear
Wait,
what you
no,
said.
I'll go back. I'll go back and tell you. I wasn't. I don't think George Floyd should be dead.
Absolutely
I
not.
am sad for the family. I am. That cop should
100%.
be in fucking. That cop should be in fucking
All
jail.
four of them should be.
But no, all four of them should be except for one. One of them that actually told him not to do that.
But he still sat there
Supposedly.
and watched.
Supposedly he's a fucking rookie. I mean, he could have jumped in, pushed him off, done this stuff.
Look,
But
dude.
I'm not desensitized. I do feel bad. I do. I feel bad for the man. I feel bad for this man's family. Okay, this guy was a career criminal, but guess what? He didn't do anything wrong in that point. So guess what? He didn't deserve to die. Sue the police force. Get this guy in jail. Get your shit. Move on. I'm not fucking going at like, oh, Black Lives Matter, blah 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 blah, doing all this shit because it doesn't. None of that shit pertains to me. I don't care about that shit. When it's at my front doors, when I'm gonna take care of it, and it's my shit. So I'm not desensitized, like in a sense of I don't feel bad, but I do believe that this other guy did shit wrong, fought the cops, died.
Look, I'm not
Sorry.
saying he did nothing wrong. Clearly, he was fucking dumb to do what he did. But does that mean because you did something really fucking stupid? Yes, he did really fucking stupid. But does that mean you pay the ultimate price with your life when you didn't have to? No. He paid the ultimate price he didn't have to pay. The cop made the decision for him. Like, yeah, he kind of fucked up real bad there by fucking wrestling with a cop, but he didn't kill anybody. He didn't really have an opportunity. After that guy stood up and ran away, that's when the possibility for him to kill somebody was null and void. If, you know what, if that cop decided at the moment of wrestling this dude on the ground, if he decided he felt like this guy was reaching for a gun and he took his gun out and shot this dude, 100% deserved it. 100% because the second this guy reaches, he's putting everybody's life in danger. Everybody's. But the guy didn't get a gun, didn't stand up with a gun in his hand, and he didn't try and fucking keep fighting. He tried to run the fuck away. He tried to get away, and he didn't because this guy shot him in the back.
I
He
love
didn't
you,
have to
man.
die. He didn't have to die. If you don't have to die, then you should not die. That's what I think.
Okay, and you know what? I also agree. If you don't have to die, you shouldn't die. But
So you think
I
he
mean,
had to?
I don't. I didn't say I think he had to, but I think it was a justified. It's
So if you don't
classified.
have to, so you're saying, yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't classify as justified. I'm not. We're not talking law. We're talking what's right and wrong based on human morality. That the fact that this guy's a person, the cop is a person, and mano a mano, the guy died when he didn't have to. That's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about if he's justified.
Can you say talking one more time?
No.
Please.
No, I'm saying that this guy did not have to die, and he died. Is that okay? That's what I'm saying. Not based off law. I'm not saying is it okay in the court of law. I'm saying is it okay as a person? Is it okay? And if you can't relate to that question of as a person, as a human being, is it okay? Then, in my opinion, you don't have the right to fucking answer it because your opinion's null if you don't give a fuck about the guy. Because of course you're gonna agree, fuck it, he's dead, if you don't give a fuck about him. I think if you die and you deserve it, good fucking riddance. That's what I think. If you're dead because you tried to kill somebody else or you put someone else's life in danger, good fucking riddance. You got what you fucking deserve. 100 per fucking cent. If you tried to kill somebody and somebody killed you in return and beat you to the punch, get fucked. You lost. But this guy did not try to kill anybody. He did not put anybody's life in danger at the moment of him killing somebody. At the moment of him dying, he was not putting anybody's life in danger. That's like saying if a guy's robbing a store and the fucking clerk comes in, takes the guy's gun, and then the cops come in and shoot him anyway. Like, yeah, he posed a threat at a certain point, but he doesn't anymore. Did he need to die? No. It's that
right,
simple.
I mean, I get your point.
You're so dismissive, you know that?
No, what are you talking? I'm not dismissing
Because you
you.
say, every time I make, what, in my opinion, solid ass fucking points, you say, I get your point. I hear what you're saying. You sound like a politician.
No, I'm not. What am I supposed to say to that? That is, you're coming at me with what you think. I came at you with what I think.
Yes.
I'm not dismissing it. I don't. I mean, I agree and I don't agree. I told you the guy shouldn't have died, but he died, and I feel like that was the right decision for the cop at the time.
But you're so contradictory on saying that he shouldn't have died, but that it was okay with the dying.
I'm okay with it because the cop made a split-second decision on what he thought was going to happen. I can't say whether or not I would have shot him because he should have died. I wasn't there.
But that's not the discussion at hand. Like, the discussion is not whether or not his decision was right or wrong or what we would have done in his shoes.
What I came up with, I mean, the first part, all I asked was if you thought he was justified.
By law, yes. By morality and human fucking emotion, absolutely not.
Okay, and so then...
Can you draw that differential, or is it just the same to you?
Why isn't this fucking focusing? I can draw the differential. I understand.
So draw the differential and answer them both separately. Justifiably by law, is it okay? Answer yes or no.
Yes.
Justifiably by fucking human emotion and fucking morality, is it okay? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Yes.
So you're not saying that it was like
you just asked me human emotion, his emotions at that time, and thought.
I'm saying by if it's right or wrong, like.
Well, it's never right to kill somebody in general.
Yes, it is. That's such bullshit. If they're gonna fucking kill you, then yes, it's right to kill them.
I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, I think it's okay that he did it. I don't know, man. To be honest,
if the amendment that made it justifiable changed to disallow someone being shot in the back or being shot while fleeing, if they had a non-lethal weapon, if they had a non-lethal weapon and they're fleeing, and no longer are they allowed to be shot, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, well.
Non-lethal weapon. That does not. That includes tasers.
Okay. Now wait. Let me ask you a question. If this guy is aggressive before the cops get to search him, okay, he's about to run. Like there's a crowd of people to the right. He's into the front. He's about to run towards the civilians. You haven't searched him. You don't know what he has on him, but he's running towards civilians. Can you shoot him? Yes or no?
So
Do
you
you think
don't. So you're saying you don't know what he has. You just got done wrestling this guy. He got up and started running towards a crowd of people.
Yes.
And are you allowed to shoot him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
That are you in fear for those
Yes, you
civilians' life?
absolutely are, and that gives you every right to fucking tase him, to fucking charge after him and give him a nice fucking tackle to the ground.
Taser's already been deployed.
Okay,
Boom.
taser's been deployed. You don't have one. You chase that motherfucker. The second he fucking puts anybody's life in danger, that's when you
can't
shoot.
You can't shoot. You cannot shoot.
Then what are you asking me?
You cannot shoot as soon as he runs towards the people. You're saying as soon as he grabs somebody and knife, you're not shooting.
No, I'm
at
not
that
saying
point.
that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as he puts somebody's life in danger, that's meaning he's an arm's length of somebody. At that point, you don't want to shoot.
But you
because
can't
you're going to hit
say
a civilian.
you can't say someone's life is in danger if he has no weapons in his hand. You can't just fucking assume that this guy's got a gun in his fucking vest or fucking shirt and shoot him based on that. You can't do that because then every fucking traffic stop could fucking someone could get killed.
Here's why that rule sucks and it's so hard and it's not. It's so difficult. So you're wrestling a guy, you pull a guy out, he's refusing, he wrestles you, bigger guy, you try and tase him, you deploy the taser, doesn't work. Okay? Doesn't work.
Yeah.
He pushes you off. You haven't searched this guy. He has a knife, gun, something in his pocket. You don't know about because you did not get a chance to do this. Like, you did not get a chance to search him. He pushes you down. You've already deployed the taser, escalation of force. You get up to start chasing him. You have your gun ready. Okay? You don't want to shoot because you don't want to make the decision and go to jail that you're shooting an unarmed man, but you also don't want him to go towards the crowd of people or 4 or 5 people that to the right. So you make the decision not to shoot him, right? So you put your gun away and you start chasing after him. At this point, he pulls a knife out of his pocket, grabs one of those civilians, and holds it to their throat. Okay?
Yeah.
Now you're second guessing yourself. I should have fucking killed him. I should have shot. I should have, done something to prevent this.
Dude, these hypotheticals are so
That's why I'm saying it's so hard. No, listen. That's why I'm saying it's so hard to get rid of this rule. If you're going to make a decision, you have to make that decision and be okay with making that decision. It's so hard to say they can't do it unless they have if they have a non-lethal. A lot of these times they don't know if they have certain stuff hidden somewhere.
Right, and if you don't know, you can't act on something you don't know.
And their job is to protect the public.
Yes.
Okay?
So do that without killing the guy. You don't have to fucking kill people to protect the public, dude. You don't have to. That is a last resort for a reason. Also, you could always do the whole shoot, but not to kill.
You shoot to wound, so you're going to shoot their leg. And
listen, if that becomes a fucking strategy, rather than just shoot a fucking guy in his back, fucking A, do it. I know it's not a fucking strategy. I know it's not. But if they decided to fucking try that, other than saying, fuck it, just kill him.
You shoot a guy to wound, okay? So it's very hard to shoot at something when your adrenaline's rushing that much. So you shooting, say you do happen to get him in his leg. Boom. You're shooting to wound, right? Okay, fuck. He's down. You start putting your gun away. One of y'all starts putting your gun away while the other guy holds a gun on him. And you're trying to look around to see, get people back or whatever. Maybe there's only 2 of you. Or fuck, say there's only 1 of you. So you start walking towards him. You take your eye off him for a second to look at the crowd to the right.
Why would you do that?
The guy pulls out a gun and boom.
You have a partner holding your gun on him. Like,
what happens?
Listen, these are such fucking specific hypotheticals to fucking justify everything else that happens ever. You can't fucking make decisions based on hypotheticals for this exact reason, because then everything's okay. Because you can always fucking put it on a hypothetical. Like,
No, I am saying
like
that
at a fucking
I'm not
routine
saying that.
traffic stop, a guy fucking takes his hand off the wheels. Yeah, he could reach for something. Does that mean immediately shoot him? No. That means you tell him to put his fucking hands on the wheels, and if he doesn't
So,
comply, you're gonna
so
take him out of the car. If you
you,
see him from that point on, then that's when you react. You don't just fucking jump right
so
to it.
as a concealed handgun license carrier, you know what they tell us? Doesn't
Yes,
matter your color.
you have to tell them that you have a gun. You
No,
have to
yeah,
keep
not
your
even that
hands
part.
on the
You know what
wheels at all times.
they tell us before he comes up to the window, you put your fucking phone on the dashboard, you put your fucking license registration on the dashboard, and you keep your hands on the steering wheel just to make sure nothing happens, because you are a concealed handgun license carrier. Not saying you're a criminal, not saying you're doing anything bad, but you have to remember that these cops are doing a job, a very dangerous job, that have to go home. So that's all I'm saying is, like, these you're cuff holding these cops, and they won't be able to make decisions anymore.
Yes,
Like,
they can. Like, I'm not saying they can't fucking shoot people. I'm saying
I don't want them to shoot people.
I'm
You're making it sound
saying
like,
no, I'm saying your hypotheticals to rationalize them shooting people are, so one, far and few in between, and two, not fucking enough reason to kill somebody.
I understand. I
You
do. I
can't
get it.
shoot someone
I
based
get
off what you think they're gonna do. Because yeah, equally they could do it, equally they could not. In fact, more than likely, they are not gonna do the thing that fucking you think that they could do. Like, what if okay, so you're fucking wrestling this guy, he starts running towards the crowd, you decide, fuck it, I'ma shoot him. What if he does something? You shoot him, fucking, he has nothing on him. He has nothing fucking on him.
if he
And
did.
now that's okay because, well, I fucking thought he did. My bad. What are you gonna tell the family? Oh, sorry, I
That
thought he had
is
a
why
gun.
I'm
You can't fucking shoot people on hypotheticals. You cannot.
okay.
Because then everything's fucking okay. Because you could always fall back on, well, I thought he was gonna do this. Well, I thought you have to hold cops accountable just like people. And you can't just give them this fucking free will to shoot whoever the fuck they want because they
That's not
think they're
what
gonna
they're
do
doing.
something. I
That's
know
not
they're
what
not, but your argument is gonna, if your argument was fucking the law, they would fucking be able to shoot whoever the fuck they want. So what you're saying cannot happen. It just can't. Because then anybody could get away with whatever the fuck they want if they're a cop. Because they could
That's
just
not
say,
what I'm saying. I'm not
they
saying
could just
anything.
say, oh, I fucking
I'm not
thought.
saying anything that's not out in the law. I'm saying they have the right to shoot a fleeing suspect. And okay, if somebody just takes off running, you don't have the right to shoot him. If he didn't fucking show aggression, he just took off running. You don't have the right to shoot him at that point.
So if he
didn't
punched
show
you in the
aggression, he
face
just-
and then started running, you could shoot him.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But the guy had took a weapon, reached for a cop's
A
gun.
non-lethal weapon. Don't braze over the fact that it's non-lethal.
Okay,
That's the most important part about it being a weapon, is if it can fucking kill someone or
what's
not.
his name? What's his name?
Rayshard Brooks? Rayshard Brooks. Whatever you're gonna Google and whatever you're gonna find about this guy is not gonna justify the fact that it was a taser in his hands and he got shot for it. It doesn't matter if he has a fucking concealed handgun license. Doesn't matter if he had gun charges previously. Doesn't matter. Because he didn't have a gun on him.
I'm not. That's not what I'm Googling.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking to see I want to see the video to see if he reached for the actual gun too.
Okay, if he did, then what? Let's just hypothetically say he did.
I just want to see.
So if he did, what does that say?
He was showing aggression to grab a guy's gun.
Okay, and so
that means at
if
that
he had
point,
the intent
if you're willing to grab a cop's gun, fight a cop, who's to say you aren't the cop? Okay, already knows you're gonna grab the gun. You grabbed what you
Yes.
could get a hold of, which was the taser. So at this point, he's thinking in his head, this guy is very aggressive and will do anything to get away.
Okay, so I see what you're saying.
I still have that in the back of my mind. He's
Yeah.
aggressive,
Okay. So
they're
that's a fair
civilian.
point. That is a fair point.
That's all I'm
100%.
get-
That's a fair point. I see what you're saying. If he had like the opportunity to do it and he just failed on that opportunity, yes, at that point he has the intent to do whatever necessary, whether it be fucking killing somebody. Yeah, that's fair. I see what you're doing there. But
I'm not saying
even
this guy
if he
deserves.
had, I know, even if he had the intent to grab the gun, failed, you still didn't have to kill him, is what I'm saying. Because he didn't have the gun. He did not have the gun.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. He didn't have the gun, and he didn't. Were they able
And
to search him? Do you know if they were able to
I
search him?
don't know. I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did because they already had him in cuffs, or they were about to cuff him. I'm pretty sure.
I
And
think
that
he did. I don't think they
they were
searched him.
they were about to cuff him, and he fucking shoved both of them back as they were trying to
Yeah.
reach for his arms to put him behind his back. He shoved both of them back, and that's when the physical altercation ensued. So I would assume they searched him before handcuffing him, but maybe they didn't. I don't really know. I watched from the second that he shoved him off of him to when they shot him. That's what I watched. I didn't watch anything that led up to it. But listen, at the end of the day,
I'm gonna tell you. This is supposed to be a short one.
I know.
Oh, he tried to tase him more than once. Oh shit.
He tried to tase who? The Brooks tried to tase the cops more than once?
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't know that tasers only have a one cartridge thing.
Well, you can tase a cop. I mean, you can tase him without deploying the taser. You can.
Yeah,
shoot
close
them.
range, yeah.
Yeah, close
Well,
range.
maybe he might not even know that. He might have just fucking pulled the trigger to try and tase him right there.
Yeah. Okay. So
Listen,
I don't know. It's a hard. It's a.
I think,
He's-
look, I say it's easy. You say it's hard, I say it's easy. Because at the end of the day, the cop saw no lethal weapons in his hand. The cop saw his partner and him both pursuing him. He had nowhere to fucking go as long as these cops catch him. Like, you should rely on your running more than your shooting. Chase the motherfucker. Don't fucking shoot him. You can't just fucking shoot somebody because you don't know what they're gonna do. You shoot someone when you know what they're gonna do. When they start reaching for that gun, you know what they're trying to reach for. That's when you shoot them. You don't shoot when you think they're gonna reach for a gun because you said something mean to them or something. You can't shoot them based off thinking. That's what the quick decision is for. For that fucking moment where they do something. Where they fucking reach for something. That's when you make the split second decision.
I will tell you this.
Not when he's running.
I understand it. The first cop, he's been charged with 11 counts, including felony murder. Which
Good.
I'm sorry. Me personally, don't think it should happen.
He murdered the guy.
No. Okay. He did his job.
He murdered him.
The other cop should be in jail.
Which
the
other
cop that
cop?
didn't shoot him. The other cop that shot him.
The cop that didn't shoot him? Why?
Yeah. He came up after this man had been shot and kicked him in the face.
Yeah. I think they would both fucking be in jail because he killed him, and then the other guy fucking assaulted his fucking dead body. Way to go,
Yes,
buddy.
That's a piece of shit right there. That is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The other guy, he made a decision.
He made a decision.
He did. It may not have been the right one, according to a lot of people. It may not have been the good. Yes, it could have been. Not could have been.
So you think you can just make the wrong decision and pay no consequences?
No, I don't. I really don't. I think he should be put on administrative leave, extra training.
I'll get the fuck out of administrative
Maybe not be on the.
What's that gonna do?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah, but what's it gonna fucking do? He can get fired. He can fucking lose his job. What does that fucking do though? Him going to jail, him getting charged, him fucking paying real consequence. Not lose your job as a cop, go be a fucking security guard at a warehouse. Fuck that. That's not fucking paying the consequences.
Here. I gotta order some Chinese food.
That's not paying a consequence, dude.
In circles and circles and circles and circles and circles and circles and circles.
Alright, let's end it on this. Legally, it was the right thing to do. Morally, was it the right thing to do? You answer first, I'll answer second. Morally, was it the right thing to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and say
what you really believe. Say what you really believe.
I am possibly not the most moral thing to do. Possibly not.
What is that? No, you got to give a yes or no. You can't
Dude,
just
like
fucking play on
it's
the
so
fence
hard
here.
because I put myself in a situation. I
Listen,
try and put myself in the situation,
I
and so I would have done the same thing possibly.
right, but
You're
that doesn't make it okay. That makes you just as wrong as him. Don't you see
wrong.
that? You're
What's
killing
your answer?
somebody.
I know, and you never
He's
want to kill.
fucking dead now. His family's gonna bury this guy because this guy made a split-second decision. Fuck your split-second decision. What if I made a fucking split-second decision to go fucking roundhouse kick his fucking mom in the face? Fuck that. He fucking killed the guy.
I don't want to have these conversations anymore. Why do we do this on this podcast?
Listen to me. I think. Thank you, Darius. Enjoyed this.
Thank you,
Did you
Darius.
listen to this whole thing? I really hope you
hope
did.
you did.
Because if you did, I want your fucking opinion on this after. Listen to me.
Absolutely.
Last thing I'm gonna say. You can't kill somebody based on a hypothetical, and you cannot kill somebody who isn't immediately posing a threat to someone else's life. At that moment he got shot, he did not pose someone's fucking life in danger. That's the fact. That is the fact. At that very moment, he did not pose
Can we
imminent
erase
danger.
2020?
I would love to, honestly. This fucking year's been
30
ridiculous.
minutes. Thank you. I fucking appreciate it. There.
I know, you're fucking bump our viewer count. Love you. Listen, dude.
I just need to erase 2020, dude.
I know, yeah. So much fucked up shit has happened this year.
This year fucking blows dick.
Honestly, you know what I can say for sure? Before this year happened, and before all this fucking craziness happened, 6 months ago, if this exact fucking thing happened, I would be on the cop side. And I'll tell you what changed my mind. What converted me to seeing that even cops can do shit wrong is I've seen so many videos of fucking cops beating the living fuck out of people.
I will tell you
and
this.
I'm not saying it's all cops. I know it's not, because I know so many cops who are good dudes.
I'm pretty sure the exact same video you saw. And it does make me want to reform the police force in a sense of
and it's so
training.
Unfortunate because so many cops are good people, and now they have to suffer because there's some dickheads out there who abuse their power, and it's a shame, and it's fucked. And and it's opened my eyes to see that there's quite a few dickhead cops out there.
Yes,
and it's a shame because now every other cop in the world has to suffer.
It does. It is. And I've known great cops, and I know
exactly.
Great cops
yeah, I know so many cool dudes who are cops.
I think that maybe we should possibly reform. Yes, I've seen some fucking dirty.
I think.
Shit.
Look, if the cops get reformed, I say, you know what? It probably is a good thing. 6 months ago, I would not be saying that. 100%.
I'm not saying defund the police either.
Not at all.
I'm saying more extensive training.
Yes, more extensive training. Adjusting of some laws and allowances.
Can I also say one thing too?
Yes.
That I do believe that they should have a special task force in every police unit that deals with the mentally mental cases, stuff like that.
Like people who are struggling mentally, like if some guy has PTSD, then you should call a specific task force for him.
PTSD,
just an example, like
anything that has a mental disorder.
I think so too. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they should have a special task force strictly to be deployed at any moment in time to deal with those things, because that's
a different beast.
Tough thing to have to deal with. Very tough thing to have to deal with, and not everybody is trained for it.
Yep.
Morality standpoint, this guy probably shouldn't have shot him. Justifiably, he did it.
Yes, legally he did.
Do I agree with what he did? Only reason why I can say I agree with him is because he was in that situation. He may or may not have been scared. I don't know what I would have done, and I don't know what anybody else thinks they would have done in that situation. May have shot, may not have shot. He was scared. He was this. He wasn't thinking right, thinking aggression, thinking guns, whatever it may be. Simple. That's my take on it.
100% he was scared. 100% he made the decision, and You know, when you make a decision, you fucking run with that decision. You don't second guess because that's what could get you killed. He made that decision. My standpoint is that he made the wrong one, and due to making the wrong one, you should pay the consequence for that wrong decision, just like everyone else. That's my point. Is that yes, you made a fucking decision that you felt you had to do. I'm not saying this cop's fucking racist. I'm not saying he shot him because the guy was black. I'm saying he made the wrong decision based off of the entire scenario. He thought about it, and in that 1 second, he decided to pull the trigger, and I don't think he should have. And I think that due to him doing that, he needs to pay the consequence. If look, I could see it going down to like manslaughter because he didn't really fucking like have an intent to kill this fucking guy. I don't think he did. I think he fucking reacted. He squeezed. The fucking bullet came flying, and I bet the second that bullet hit him, he said, "Oh fuck, what did I just do?" That's what I feel like. That's probably what happened. And I don't know. I don't know the fucking guy. But I feel like if that's what happened and he said that he regrets it, I would believe him. I'm not going to call him a liar. I don't think he had the intent to fucking kill him because he was black. I think he fucking reacted. He made the wrong decision. And when you make the wrong decision, you pay the consequences. That's what I think. And I think cops can't be immune to these wrong decisions.
All right. Well, I mean, you know.
That's what I
think.
There
it is. There's the podcast, boys.
There's the podcast. Listen, we gotta end it before I fucking strangle Travis and kill him in his sleep.
You know what I will say? This is a good thing that came out of 2020. I am actually thoroughly enjoying this podcast.
This podcast is the best thing that happened in 2020.
We have had a fucking good time doing it.
And we're never gonna stop. We're literally gonna do it when we're 80 years old. Episode 937 coming live in fucking 18 years, baby.
Thank you, Darius, for being in here. Hopefully,
Darius, we hope you appreciated the fucking conversation. Anybody who somehow finds this on YouTube, I'm right, Travis is wrong. And with that, we're fucking out of here. We are motherfucking out of here.
Have a great day.
Peace!